Global Strike Challenge is the world's premier bomber, intercontinental ballistic missile, helicopter operations, and security forces competition featuring approximately 450 competitors. At F.E. Warren Air Force Base, security forces members compete to make the cut and represent Team Warren.
Of the 1,300 cops in the 90th SFG, 17 of them are coming to try out for this event, and 6 of them will be selected to go forward and represent. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring to the table and how we're going to bring home the gold.
The team is chosen based on their performance during tryouts that test their skill sets in shooting, land navigation, and physical endurance.
The first portion is the weapons firing with the M4 and the M9, seeing if we're capable of firing at a high level. And then the second portion is the Marine Combat Fitness Test, just displaying if we're physically fit for the challenge.
This type of airman that will be selected will be one that is proficient in their tactics. They're knowledgeable on all the skills that they have to do. They have good weapons knowledge and shooting qualifications. They're also mentally and physically fit as well.
Whenever we get up to Guernsey in August for the competition, the people that are selected here to represent the Mighty 90 are just going to blow it out of the water.
The team has been selected, with each member bringing their own strength to the competition, and they feel good about their chances. Team Warren is a month away until competition kicks off at Camp Guernsey, Wyoming. They're taking advantage of their time by putting in as much work as they can fit in.
I think that we're going to bring a lot of physicality. We're a very fit team. We have a lot of knowledge. We have a lot of military background. We have a lot of experience. A couple young guys, including me, but I think we're going to kill it.
So it's definitely important to showcase it just because this is something that not every base is able to do. Global Strike has a very unique mission when it comes to this. So a lot of the times with security forces, we have a lot of aspects that we do. We cover as far as law enforcement, base security, airfield security, deployment operations, and in the Global Strike world, we kind of take all of that and bring it together. So this is going to give a chance to showcase exactly what security forces can do instead of just checking IDs at the gate.
The Global Strike bases, they came with their best, clearly. You know, we got a couple TRFs together from Minot and Malmstrom, so you're always going to know that that's going to be some competition. But you know, there's a lot of experience throughout the command. They brought their best, so it's going to be tight all the way through for sure.
Senior Airman Lorenz has the team off to a good start after placing second overall in the single-man ruck to decide the order of the next day's grueling land navigation event. They choose to start early before the August day reaches 94 degrees in the high plains.
So land nav is basically you're given a map and you're given coordinates and basically grid coordinates, and you would find your direction and location off of that.
You want to make sure you plot the right azimuth and you get everything correct, because if you don't, then it can throw you way off course. You can be 400 meters away from your point.
You'll just stamp each one of these. At some point in our career field, you may be faced with something where you have to push yourself past a mental barrier, a physical barrier. And knowing that you have the ability to do that, to push yourself mentally through physical pain, over mental barriers. If you've done it once in the past, it's easier to do it in the future.
Team Warren clocks in at the 3-hour max for the land navigation competition. They're not happy with the time, but look forward to bouncing back in the next day's event at the shooting range.
Today we're out here doing the Global Strike Challenge firing competition. Mix of speed and accuracy for a lot of these guys. A lot of physical activities, a lot of mental stuff for them to remember as well. They're shooting their 320 weapon systems. Their M24s, testing out their ADM certified guys. And then out here on this range, we're going to be doing M4 and M9 transitions with multiple dynamic shooting positions. It takes somebody who's physically fit, mentally and physically fit. somebody who's very well trained, very comfortable with the fundamentals and handling the weapon systems. Somebody who's got a pretty good competitive nature to him.
The team is feeling confident and now moving on to the shoot house, where teams are being scored on their close quarter combat skills.
So today is a close quarter combat evaluation. So they'll come into a structure simulating an active shooter situation with multiple threats, multiple civilians as well. It gives them something to interact off of and some type of threat for them to have to take down. During this particular event, it takes a very regimented, very mentally strong individual, someone who's able to maintain the stress of a situation like this, be able to think through all of the different aspects, both their shooting, making accurate rounds on target without engaging civilians, how to handle a civilian approaching them during a stressful situation like this, and then the appropriate response for an individual with a weapon system.
It's the finish line, boys. Let's go, Cole!
A sense of camaraderie can be seen as the last teams are finishing the grueling Rug March, the final Security Forces event for Global Strike Challenge.
I mean, that's before I became a command chief. I was 20 years as a Security Forces member, so to come out and see folks from across the command just laying it all out there as they try and push through, that gives me a huge sense of pride to be back into the Global Strike Command fold and watching these warriors do what they do.
The numbers are in, and competitors now must wait for the results to be posted at Air Force Global Strike Command Headquarters, Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana.
We got to really meet some great people. I got to come out here. I got to show off for my base. I really hope that we did as great as I believe we did, and I'm really proud of what we've done.